Hey, welcome back to Stories from the River. This is Charlie Maloof, host of the podcast and president and CEO of Broad River Retail. Excited to have you back and thought we'd go into a little bit about how we think about the business.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
Back in 2015, we made a transition from having a human resources department to a human capital department. Now, this was about the summer, June, July of 2015. This was like one of the first decisions that I had made as president and CEO. I had just been promoted and we needed to change a lot of things at that time, or so I felt. And Manny had kind of come from a background of human capital, and I'd done a little bit of a study on it's really a mindset shift between seeing people in a human resources mindset as liabilities that you want to minimize the cost, versus seeing people as assets in your company that you want to grow. Okay, so that's it. We've got a mindset differential between human resources and human capital. So we wanted to embrace that. We wanted to challenge ourselves to create career paths for everyone, every nook and cranny of the business. Now, how does that manifest itself? Let me tell you the most prominent way that we changed our business on this human capital mindset. But before I do, I'll tell you a few others. We had several stores at that time. I don't remember exactly how many stores we had in the summer of 2015, less than we do today. And every store was looked at the same. And we just started by creating classifications for our stores. We said, you know what, we're going to have core stores. And we're just going to call them, we're going to classify our stores based off of revenue between bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And this was just based off of tiers of revenue that they did. And then we're going to not have our most experienced, general managers in a bronze store. We need to really get them in a gold or a platinum store, what we designated as our core stores. So we also said, well, how can we transform our sales force? Because what we had at the time was everyone in sales was called, what the industry refers to a sales professional, as a retail sales associate. Now, if you've listened to the podcast, you know we've kind of opined about this concept of career pathing on the sales level. And we are so passionate about this career pathing and this human capital mindset in sales or in every part of our business. But we're on a mission to try to change sales and try to elevate retail associates, because we think they're so important to the retail industry, which is so important to our companies here in retail to help us flourish. And they've been just not looked upon as favorably for many years. So we're trying to change that and prove out that what we're doing can maybe infuse some life and enthusiasm and growth into your business. Because we've proven it out, we feel like. So instead of having a common just phrase of retail sales associate for all of your sales staff, which is close to half of our company, right, is made up in sales. We said, what if we had these different levels and tiers that could create career pathing to give people credit for tenure, for expertise, for achievement, for accomplishment, for growing. And so we said, okay, well, let's change it. We wordsmithed and worked out a few different options, and we came up with, let's have you start as a home furnishings associate. And after a home furnishings associate, you can graduate or get promoted to, this is the thing, you can go up a level, which didn't used to be the case. It used to always bother me that we'd bring a new hire onto the sales floor. They'd been with us for 90 minutes, and we'd introduce them to the top performer in the store who'd been with us for 9 years. And this is Jim and this is Joe, just to use common names. And Jim's been with us for 9 years, and Joe's been with us for 90 minutes. Hey, Joe, meet Jim, retail sales associate. Oh, well, that's my title, retail sales associate. Guess what? You can be here for 9 years, give your blood, sweat, and tears to a company, and you'll never progress. You'll always be called a retail sales associate. Thank you. Your company appreciates you. We just said that is so wrong. It doesn't equate to the same type of levels of experience or even just what you've contributed to a company or to a business and to our mutual success and to the spirit of abundance. So we said, well, let's change it. No one says that it always has to be that way, so let's just change it. So we went from home furnishings associate to home furnishings consultant, and then you can graduate and get promoted to home furnishings professional. And then, as we just talked about recently with our home furnishings expert soiree, the best of the best, more elite, more exclusive, the creme de la creme, harder to become an expert than a $1 million writer or a $1 million memory maker, is home furnishings expert. Beyond that, you can go into a sales manager role, and then from there, you can go into an associate general manager role. From there, then a general manager, and you can be at different levels of general manager, and then of different classifications of stores. And then you can go into a senior GM role, an area GM, area manager role, then a district manager, then a regional manager, on and on and on, to an associate director, to a director, to a vice president, senior vice president, executive vice president. So that's kind of the career pathing. There's a lot of levels and distinctions, a lot of opportunities for growth. And this never existed, and doesn't exist in a lot of industries, a lot of companies in our industry. So we wanted to change that, but we also wanted to put teeth behind it. So your commission levels change per level. This creates some complexity, with payroll and our commission system, but we think that it's worth it. Also, we do monthly written bonuses and annual bonuses and different awards and programs, and those all change. And so you have greater earning power, greater benefits as you move up a level. For instance, if you're a home furnishings expert, you know what? Your time is money. You used to be, everyone used to get, years ago, $10 an hour PTO on the sales floor. Yeah, thank you. Great job. You get $50 an hour paid time off as an expert this day and age. Used to be, hey, you park wherever all the employees park. Now as an expert, besides all the swag that we're going to give you and all the different gifts and the elevated business cards, you get your own designated parking spot reserved for home furnishing expert. So it's something to aspire to, but also your bonuses and your commission levels are peak. Like you get double in certain categories than others because you've earned the right to excel at these categories. And so we put more teeth behind our bonuses, our monthly bonuses, our written, our annual bonuses. And then also, and those right on top of the commissions, and the commissions are different. And the PTO time is different. And so we're just recognizing the progression from an associate, something to earn and graduate up to a consultant, to a professional, and to an expert. We think that makes a lot of difference and gives, there's a lot of ways that you can recognize and celebrate your people and your performers. You can compensate them well. You can give them certain benefits that are meaningful. You can give them certain time off. You can give them a lot of recognition and celebration. We have a program called Project Premier, which is all about a recognition program. But also you can give them growth opportunities. And this is meaningful and important to a business, and it recognizes growth, and that's what people want. They don't want stasis. They don't want to stay the same, or people want to progress. They want to move up. They want to feel like their work is paying off, and they want to have something to celebrate when they come home. Hey, I got promoted. And just because you choose this awesome profession of sales as a sales professional doesn't mean that you are stuck in the same position for the rest of your life. We want to celebrate being in sales. We changed our name from Broad River Furniture to Broad River Retail to recognize the importance of being a retailer, to think like a retailer, to put it front and center. And so we also changed having a human resources department to having a human capital department to force ourselves to think about everything from a human capital mindset, everything from a career pathing mindset, everything from a growth progression mindset, and to put these different levels with teeth behind them to say, what if a company could grow from the inside out? What if we could offer these opportunities to grow? What would it mean to the company's growth? And if we take a really long-term view and vision, what would that mean? And so now the flywheel is accelerated. It's moving at top speed. We're executing at elevation. And all of that is because some of these things that we put in place. So I would encourage you to think about going from thinking of your people as liabilities, especially in this day and age when we think about like, how do we shrink costs and we try to avoid mass layoffs and that Wall Street might like that, but there's other ways to go about it. But think about things like leadership development, people development. What are you exposing your people to? How are you investing in your people? And then not only are you doing that, do their titles and their job functions and recognition align with that growth? If they've earned the right to grow, Does their title represent that? Do they know what their next role is? Do they know where they are now and what they need to do to get to their next role? So that's great for organizational clarity and transparency, and then just having some incentive to move up. What you will find is that those who are the most motivated, who are the ones who you're going to end up in your company through attrition, and those who are going to fight the hardest to move up and fight hardest to get to that next level. And then when you have everyone kind of doing that together, the business results kind of take care of themselves. So as you take care of your people, they take care of your customers, they take care of the business, and they protect the business. And it becomes a self-fulfilling kind of mechanism. It becomes easier to fly the plane, so to speak. So that's why we really believe in this inside-out approach, investing in our people, recognizing and putting teeth behind career pathing, and having a human capital mindset behind it. Just want to share that with you. These are some leadership nuggets and business nuggets from us from Stories from the River. Thanks so much for joining. Wherever you listen to your podcast or watch us on YouTube, subscribe, mash that like button, Google, Amazon, Spotify, or Apple. Thank you so much for joining us. We try to bring you fresh new content every week from Stories from the River. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.